And welcome back, guys, and this is Mikeratto, and welcome to a new episode of our heel versus face topics, which today we're going to talk about Eddie Guerrero, the man who lied, who steal, who cheat to win his matches. As a babyface or as a heel, while he does these tactics which he cheated in his matches, which this basically became his gimmick before. And yes, this gimmick was so popular that even today, most of the wrestlers actually do cheating in the ring while they actually use the steel chairs and then actually slam them on the ring, making a sound before passing it to their opponents, which was Eddie Guerrero's originality. And while yeah, they act like they are the ones who got hit, or they hit their opponents and then they also act like they got hit of the chair shot or the title or whichever object that Eddie Guerrero uses before. Well, in their debut, they were actually the Radicals, composed of Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, and Perry Saturn. First, while they act baby faces, but later on joined the McMahon Helmsley regime, which they turned heel. And during this time, while Eddie Guerrero was actually teaming with them in their matches, all before he got his storyline with China, which actually gained more popularity to his character and gained a lot of segments with a lot of romantic segments between the two. And because they're all getting over with the crowd, they were later on, while they turned face for the storyline itself. And the storyline, well, they actually had a long storyline. But later on, while Eddie actually got a segment with Godfather's ladies, which, well, the storyline of Eddie and China was over by that point because of this betrayal. And not just that betrayal, well, Eddie Guerrero also won the IC title from China, which during her second title reign, which because of the triple threat match between her, Kurt Angle, and Eddie, which Eddie accidentally pinned China. Which after that, well, he turned heel again and joined his Radical brothers yet again for another run, which they compose of their group. And now, well, they're doing this storyline yet again, which the former WCW members were a team again. Which the team fought a lot of matches, and Eddie Guerrero during this time he lost his title. And he has some pursuit with it, but unfortunately for him, well, he didn't win the Intercontinental Championship back. And instead, while he focused on the first title that he actually won in the WWE, and that is the European title, which he won it for the second time. And he lost the title, and later on, well, the Radical storyline breakup was actually created yet again for another time, which this time, Eddie Guerrero betraying the Radicals and joining Team Hardy Boys. Well, he didn't join the group much because, well, as for that time, well, he was released from his contract due to his personal issues, which he returned a year later. Well, he actually was in the Indies for 1 year, which we won't discuss any of that. When he returned, well, he feuded with RVD, though he feuded for the IC title. And later on, well, after this, he was joined by his nephew, Chavo Guerrero, which again, during this time, he acted as a babyface, which the we lie, we steal, we cheat persona actually shine through as them actually competing in the tag team division, which they were popular with while before they actually break up. The team actually cheated on their matches, which are actually famous for. And then later on, while he actually turned heel in 2003, Well, because of a match that Tahiri, well, Eddie Guerrero and Tahiri are then tag team champions. Well, after the Los Guerrero storyline, while later on he joined Tahiri, which during this time he also won his US title. Well, either that or later on, which during this time, when he was the United States champion, they lost the tag team championship, which, well, Eddie Guerrero turned heel after the match. Well, why? Because, well, there's a dysfunction between the team, which was later focused on. And I think also, well, sometime in 2003, Tahiri also turned heel, so yeah. Well, yeah, both of them actually turned heel in that year, which Eddie Guerrero focused on the middle card and Tahiri now being a cruiserweight heel. Well, yeah, I'm not sure if it is before that Tahiri actually turned heel while during his feud with Rey Mysterio. Let's just say about that, when he was actually feuding with Rey Mysterio. And then, yeah, well, after that, well, he turned face because he was feuding with John Cena and Los Guerreros while they were popular again because they're actually teaming up again. Which later on, well, the tag team actually lasted long, which they actually won the tag team championship. And after that, well, Chavo Guerrero turned on Eddie after, well, they lost their titles, which they have a match at the Royal Rumble 2004 with a one-on-one match between the Guerreros. And yeah, after that, the most famous thing and the most greatest thing for Eddie Guerrero actually happened, and that's beating Brock Lesnar, still as a babyface. Well, it was also due to the interference of Bill Goldberg for their feud at WrestleMania. They actually build off by screwing each other, while Brock costing Goldberg the Royal Rumble match, and, well, Goldberg costing Brock Lesnar his title, which that's the build up for the WrestleMania match. For Eddie, well, his rival was actually Kurt Angle, who recently turned heel to feud with him, while he was the consultant for both of the Guerreros. And, well, yeah, Kurt Angle turned heel for an opportunity for the WWE title at WrestleMania 20, which Eddie win due to his actual shoe was actually removed in the match. Well, it's part of the lie still cheat gimmick, so yeah. And then the two continued their feud, which it was actually popular. Then Eddie Guerrero, well, he was actually feuding left and right with a lot of superstars, and also he feuded with JBL, which Eddie actually helped Bradshaw in this gimmick. Well, according to JBL, Eddie Guerrero actually liked working with him in matches and actually elevating the JBL character for Bradshaw, which, yeah, which because of this character, well, WWE decided to put over Bradshaw as the main champion for SmackDown, which, well, it was actually contested to a bloody, well, it was actually a blood fest of a match and a Texas bull rope match, which both of them are actually bleeding in the match. And also in the build up, they made a lot of things. They made this heart attack for Eddie's mother, I think in El Paso, Texas, and also this segment on SmackDown, which I'm not sure if it is scripted or not, but Eddie actually bleeding in the ring and passing out, which I'm not sure if it is actually part of the storyline or real life events. Well, it was actually confusing. After that, well, when Eddie actually lost the title, he has some chase for it, which unluckily for him, he wasn't able to retrieve his title, which later on, while he again teamed with Rey Mysterio, his former rival in WCW, which the two actually tag teamed and win, while Eddie's last championship in the WWE, the WWE tag team titles, which they actually had matches after that. A one-on-one match between the tag team champions at WrestleMania, which Mysterio won by a roll-up. And then, well, because of this win, well, Eddie Guerrero started to actually get obsessed with wins over Rey Mysterio, which, well, they actually had a series of contests. And then later on, Eddie turned heel, which, well, it was actually one of his memorable heel turns yet again, because, well, it was actually too personal for a storyline, which actually we saw Rey Mysterio's son, which in storyline it was actually Eddie's son, while Dominic Mysterio, who's actually WWE superstar right now, which it was actually contested to a SummerSlam 2005 match, which they actually had a custody for Dominic match, which I think, well, the climax for the rivalry, well, it's so good that it is actually memorable. And even Eddie and Rey Mysterio's families are involved in television for ratings. Well, yeah, and even Vicky Guerrero, well, I think it was one of the first time which we saw her on live television. Which after that, well, he feuded with Batista after he won a one match with Rey. I think it's a steel cage match. And then he feuded with the world champion Batista, actually having to manipulate him, tag teaming with him, and there are actually plans of making him world heavyweight champion. Well, and also they are actually teasing him to turn face yet again, because, well, he was actually heel in 2005, and then, yeah, the tragic passing of Eddie Guerrero happened in November of 2005. While both of his roles are actually memorable, he was over, and also his lie still cheat gimmick, while as a babyface, well, it is actually acceptable because, well, he actually took advantage of whatever environment he is in, and whichever object that he can actually use for him to win matches. He was over, he was loved by fans regardless of his role, either as a heel or as a babyface, and people admire him till to this day. People are making tributes to him in 2020. That's how memorable of a character he is. And even he has some, well, a lot of fans and a lot of wrestlers growing up admiring him. Well, it is evidence on Sasha Banks, which she was actually having some tributes with Eddie Guerrero, such as the Prague Splash. Well, when she does it, and she always dictates that she likes Eddie Guerrero, and she was one of her favorite wrestlers during the time that she actually grew up. And also some of the other wrestlers, well, they actually like Eddie Guerrero, and, well, they love him. And yeah, we all miss Eddie Guerrero, and he is a one of the most fantastic wrestlers we've ever seen compete in the WWE ring. And again, this is Mikeratto, and I hope you all like this video. Subscribe for more videos in the future. Subscribe to this channel, like, comment down below, share, subscribe.